Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Home Staging Talk Show Live. I'm Jenny Norris. I'm the chairwoman for the International Association of Home Staging Professionals, and I want to welcome you to episode 3 of our new Home Staging Talk Show, where we invite everybody to join the conversation who is part of the home staging industry. So I appreciate you joining us this morning. One thing I would love for you to do is to share this with people that are in your network and so forth. Just hit the little share button at the bottom of the live video, and that will then be shared out with everybody, because our goal is to reach as many people as we can in the staging industry. So we have an exciting show for you today. Our topic is forget millionaire listing, let's talk $1 million staging business, how to build your 7-figure staging empire. And we have 3 guests that we'll be interviewing today. First one is Blair Hamady, and he's out of the Plymouth, Massachusetts area. And then we'll be hearing from Young Kim. Young and Trish have a big business in the Washington, D.C. area. And then Leslie and Leanne Kramer, who are out of San Antonio, but also stage up in Austin. So super, super excited to have them on the show. Thank you all that are tuning in right now. Again, please share the video. And our goal is to reach people. The final version of this will be recorded and saved on the page, the Home Staging Talk Show page, and also on the website. So you can come back and re-listen or share this with other people who maybe are not able to join us live. So let's see here. Somebody's asking to join. Blair, good. So Blair's going to come on right now. So thank you all for, again, joining us. So Blair's coming on, hopefully. It says adding. We had a little bit of technical difficulties earlier. We were not able to actually test the split screen video. So Blair, it says it's adding, but it's not, you're not coming on. So let's see. I've approved. Okay. All right, Blair, let me see if I can get Leslie on. I think there might be a setting you have to approve for adding video on there. Let me see if Leslie can come on. Leslie and Leanne. Hey, there you are.
Oops.
This is Leslie.
Okay.
So Blair, you need to do something with your setting. I think it might be allow microphone and video on your Facebook. Just check your setting on that, and then we'll come back to you. All right. So the order of things, you guys are first.
Okay, fine.
Good.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Awesome. So is Leanne there with you too?
No, I don't know where she's at.
Okay, that's okay. So this is Leslie Kramer, everybody. Tell us a little bit about your business and your where you're located.
Okay. Leanne started this business in about 2008, 2009. The name of our company is Traditions Interiors. Currently, we just added our 4th warehouse. So we have 16,000 square feet. We have approximately 100 houses of furniture. Currently, we have about 50 houses staged. At our peak in August, we had about 80 houses staged. And our business is made up of staging, and then Leanne is a IAHSP, so we do decorating. And we don't do, sell one couch. We sell houses of furniture. In January and February, we will have decorated 4 model homes for one builder. And it's been pretty consistent in that 40% of our business is decorating and 60% of our business is staging. So that helps us to diversify, in the market. So we do this with really 2 crews. We have 2 full-time employees, plus Leanne and myself. And then we have about 6, they work a lot. I use part-time, not really, they just don't, when we don't have work, they don't come in. So we have two
Okay.
full-time employees that work 40 hours a week. So that's kind of our business in a nutshell. We're a little bit different than a lot of people. We rent furniture to stagers. Last year we did 217 stagings, and that included renting furniture to other stagers. We also are a little different in that we will travel with no surcharge or extra charge up to 3 hour radius from San Antonio. We're in San Antonio, Texas. So anytime we can travel 3 hours, stage 2 hours, and travel back 3 hours, that's 8 hours, we'll do it. And what we have found, the reason we do that is because we do a lot of work for investors. And what we found, it's about relationships. If they're in Austin and they have properties in San Antonio or Waco or Laredo or the Valley, we want to make sure that we do all of their stagings, so that it makes it easy. We know as a stager, we're the low man on the totem pole. The last thing we want is for them to have to worry about staging. So our customer service is second to none, whether it be stagers or investors or just a regular retail client. So that's kind of our business in a nutshell.
How long did it take you guys to hit seven figures? You got started in 2008, 2009. What
Right.
year did you hit?
We hit we were in the high threes for about 2015, 14, 15, and 16. And last year, 2017, is when we hit seven figures.
That's awesome. That's great. So, what is one or two pieces of advice that you would give to somebody who is growing their business and are looking to be a seven-figure stager one day?
Couple of things. The first thing is it's very difficult for stagers to market. It appears to me that it's hard for stagers to market. So you really have to figure out a marketing plan. And that marketing plan has to include relationships, because in our opinion, that's what this business is about. It's really about relationships. And in a nutshell, that's what it takes. It takes everywhere you go, everybody needs to say, oh, here comes that stager. And so at 24/7, you have to be saying, we're stagers, we're stagers, we're stagers, we're stagers. Some of our biggest clients have come from Leanne shopping at Home Goods, wearing her lapel pin. I'm serious. We picked up
Yeah.
one builder. We've done 4 model homes. We staged their spec homes. And Leanne found them at Home Goods wearing her lapel pin.
So that's a passive, everybody watching, that's a passive marketing strategy. I mean, you're going to be out and about anyway. So whether you have a lapel pin or a name tag, or you have a baseball cap or a t-shirt that's branded your company information,
Right.
they just pick their biggest clients that way. That's passive marketing. It's very, very smart.
Yeah. So really, we didn't find the client. The client came up and asked Leanne what she does, because she had 10 shopping carts and wanted to know, what the hell are you doing? And so Leanne told her, and they've been a great client for probably 4 years, 3 to 4 years.
That's great.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes. Just because she was shopping at Home Goods and branded herself and was willing to have a conversation. So no matter where you are, you always have to be ready to have that conversation. People ask you, what do? You need to be ready with that answer. So
Correct.
anything that you guys would do differently, looking back at where you are now and how you got started, anything you would do differently?
We would have had more confidence.
We probably would have, Leanne says we would have had more confidence to go out there and really sell what we do, and to be able to impart that information, the commitment, that staging does for vacant homes, and, for home builders. So it's really just confidence when we got started.
And it was understanding that it's not about getting a yes, it's about letting people know what you do.
Right.
So it's not about getting a yes, it's about what?
Letting people know what you do over and over and over again.
Because it will turn into a yes.
Because they're going to call you when they need you.
Absolutely. Well, so this wasn't a question that was on the list I sent you guys, but what kind of systems do you guys have in place or have put in place to support the growth of your business? What would you say is crucial for a stager who's growing?
I tell you, really, money is critical as far as systems goes. I'm a CPA. I was in. We had all kind of systems in corporate America. Leanne had a retail store for 17 years and had a retail system and all of that. And we just decided that we couldn't be administrative like we wanted to. We needed to be out selling. So we've just foregone all the systems. We don't have an inventory system, and we have, $600,000-$700,000 worth of inventory. If you want to know what kind of inventory we had, get up off your ass and go out there in the warehouse and look. That's the way we look at it. I don't have a general ledger system. I put cash in the bank, and I write one check because we charge everything.
Right.
On a charge card. We've got over 1 million miles in Southwest Rapid Rewards, and so I literally write 6 to 8 checks a month, and that's it. You can't make money doing administrative stuff. That's our opinion.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for being on. So go on to the conference call side. We're going to bring on Blair and or Young, whoever's ready. So Blair or Young, go ahead and request to join. And then you guys go onto the conference call side, and then people will be able to ask you questions. So stay on there, and I'll have it on so you guys can also hear. I'll turn up my other phone. Okay?
So I don't have to push any more buttons?
You have to dial the phone.
Oh.
That's all though. Thanks, you guys. Leanne, why aren't you showing yourself? I want to see you. Leanne is so pretty with her. She's got beautiful curly hair. I love her hair.
Here.
Yeah. Right, here you are.
Hey, I'm down for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, and this is a curly hair day.
Yes.
Awesome.
How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Awesome. This is exciting for the industry and exciting for what you're doing.
Yes. And congrats on breaking that milestone, the 7 figures. It's impressive.
Hey, you know what? We had help from a lot of people. It's an exciting adventure, and we had help from a lot of people. And I think the whole point for us is we have a different business model, and it's that business model that has gotten us to 7 figures. So,
Kimberly Gibson is asking, do you guys own your own trucks or do you third party?
We have 4 crew that are movers. One of them is also a stager. All of our team members are trained. IAHSP Staged Homes trained. Thank you. We don't send out anybody that's not trained. And we have a truck and we have a trailer. So we have a 17-foot trailer and then a box truck.
Great. Awesome. All right. I'm going to go ahead and send you guys off to the conference call side. Love seeing you. Looking forward to seeing you in the fall.
Yeah.
And we'll bring on everybody. Okay. Thanks. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm going to bring Blair on. Okay. Let's see. Now, Blair, you're being added. So that was really great. So Leslie and Leanne, they have their main warehouses in San Antonio, but then they also go to as you heard, 3 hours outside their sphere. And I know they also were starting to really service the Austin area too. All right, Blair, I see your little head, but nothing's happening. Oh, approve. Okay. Add. All right, hopefully this will work. All I see is your little head there. Okay, hang on. Something's happening. I'm approving you, Blair, but it's not working. Let me bring Young on and then we'll come back to you. Okay, Young is being added. Get him on here. So Young and Trish are from the Washington, D.C. area. And they service the Virginia, Maryland, that whole region. So Young, we're trying to add you, but it's having a glitch. I don't know what's going on here. All right, you guys. Oh, what's that? Oh, there you are. Hi. I see you. Young.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hi. You're live. Say hi to everybody.
Uh, I'm not Blair today.
Young, I know. Blair, we're still having challenges bringing Blair on. I could see his little head, but he wasn't being added. So we'll work on that. So everybody,
Oh,
this is Young
oh,
Kim.
okay.
He and his wife Trish own Staged Interior, and they are in the Washington D.C. area. They live in Virginia. So um, tell us a little bit about your makeup of your business. Briefly, how many employees, how many projects do you run, et cetera.
Yeah. So we started our business in 2006, and we started in our house, Trish and me, and we were doing everything. And currently, as of last week, actually, we hired one more person. So we have total 19 team members, including Trish and me as well. And the team makeup is we have 4 team leaders, including Trish. And then for staging assistants, they also do warehouse support, organizing. So all of our creative team members are either ASPs or ASP masters. And we have 4 admin people, including myself. I know Leslie just said, you can't make money with admin people, but we have 4 admin people, and 2 out of 4 are also in the marketing and website, social media. And then we have a five staging support team members. That's what we call, and that's all the guys. And we have one warehouse manager,
Okay.
the lady warehouse manager who takes care of mainly the accessory part of it, and we also have a guy warehouse manager who takes care of furniture side of it, and that makes up 19 team members.
Wow, that's so impressive. He shared they started out of their house and they've spoken at several conferences and they have photographs of their property where they had all they started acquiring inventory and then they would pile in one room and they had the chair room and the couch room and at one point they didn't have a mattress to sleep on or a bed frame because they had taken that to a staging. So the way they grew
Exactly.
was really organic and did not overextend themselves and the business they rewarded the business as the business grew and were able to do a lot of things with it. So how long did it take you guys to hit 7 figures?
So after starting in 2006, 2014 was the first year that we hit 7 figures, and that was obviously a huge, momentous occasion. So it took us 8 years to get there. And looking back, the recent number of stagings per year, 2015, I don't have numbers for 2014, but 2015, we did 155 homes. In 2016, 213, and there was a 24% growth over 2015. And last year we did 273 homes, which is 28% growth over previous year. When I look back last year with a 273 homes staged, 274 D stages, and our guys are just running very, very efficiently. And we have a very loyal and dedicated team members, and I really attribute our success to our team.
Which is you have an amazing team. And someone's asking, are these all vacant houses that you've done? The 273 vacant?
273, we have about 30% occupies. So 30% occupies, the 70% vacant, which is divided into about half builder spec homes, the other half resale vacants. So we do a lot of occupied homes.
Yes. Trish loves doing those. Those are kind of her specialty. So
Yes.
as you look back on your journey to get to where you are now, what are 1 or 2 pieces of advice you would give to somebody who's starting out or on already in their business but wants to get to that
Yeah.
7-figure business? What would you share?
Yeah, I totally agree with what Leslie said, that the marketing. It doesn't matter how great you stage, how efficiently you run your staging business, unless people know about your business, nobody's going to be able to call you. So the marketing definitely, and early on, be organized. if you want to build a business to a much bigger scale than running it out of your house. So get it organized, to systemize your operation, and then you need to train your team members and delegate. And you have to train again, delegate again, and repeat that process until they master it. And you just need to trust your team members to do what they're hired to do.
Delegating is crucial because at some point as the business grows, people will find themselves either wanting to do more the business side or maybe they want to do the creative side. It's hard to be in both modes running a business to get to where you want to really grow it. So you do have to find trusted team members and delegate. That's really key. Otherwise, you're just going to run yourself ragged. You'll wear yourself out.
Yeah, exactly. I think we started hiring additional team members in 2012. And we really saw our business take off with additional teams and going out and doing the consultations and doing their own staging. And then we just duplicated that process, and that's where I really saw our business taking off.
So how do you increase your clients? Someone's asking two things. How do you increase your clients, and what kind of marketing do you do to gain vacant properties?
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter how wonderful your website looks and what kind of social media presence you have, because until I think maybe 2013 or 14, we didn't even have Facebook. But the best marketing tool is the quality of your staging, so that when other realtors visit your property, your staged property, invariably they'll ask the listing agent, who staged your property? So, like Leslie said, this is a relationship-based business. This is a word-of-mouth business. And because of that, once the word gets out, your business will grow exponentially.
And so,
I would say the quality of the staging is paramount in your marketing.
So in your vacant properties, do you have signage that says this house has been staged by, or something that indicates that Staged Interior did the staging?
Most of the properties, we put our brochures and we have our pens, especially when we stage offices. It has the brochures in there in a very nice way, not just in your face. And we also have the pens that we use, and our realtors ask for that and for us to come back and refill those. So yeah, there's some signage that shows that this is done by Staged Interior.
And then they've also invested in some higher level marketing, some marketing pieces that showcase their staging work that they leave with their key realtors who can then share it with the potential clients. So you guys are also relying on the realtors to kind of promote you to the client that you potentially would be working with.
Right, exactly. In terms of, let's say, quote unquote, selling our services to sellers, we actually don't do that. It is done by our realtors, and God bless them. We have very, very faithful realtors who won't take the listing unless they stage with us. So we developed I think it's about 28-page brochure / booklet, and it was actually originated from Barb Shore's career book idea. So it has the content is obviously the pictures of our stagings, but also information about our company and the top benefits of home staging. And we just give them to our realtors so that they can hand them out during their listing presentation. So we want to be a part of their listing presentation from the beginning. So that has been a huge success for us and for our realtors as well.
And then one thing that I really appreciate that Young does, and I know a lot of you also watching, hopefully are doing this, he keeps track of the statistics for their stagings. If you go to their website, they have a Google map that shows all the little pinned things. It's just like a blur of red now with all the pins on there because you guys have staged so many over the years. He can quantify the number, the dollar amount of properties, however many X billion dollars of properties that they've staged, the numbers, where they've gone. So you got to know your numbers because it's very impressive. And everybody starts with one house and then you go from there. So you want to know your statistics, and their market, the DC, Virginia, Maryland, it's constantly in flux. The political, center of our country. So there's a lot of people moving in and out. people might say, oh, it's too competitive, or, it's a hot market, they don't need to stage. And yet here they are, seven-figure business for several years now, where they are very successful. And they're one of many stagers I know that are there. So what do you think you've done to help kind of differentiate yourself from your competition? Do you think that there's room in your market? Would you say that there's room for more? What percentage of houses are staged?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. In Washington, D.C. area is a very transient area and growing quite a bit. So just looking at last 3, 4 years in Washington, D.C. area, have been about 30,000 new listings. I'm talking about actually Northern Virginia, 30,000 new listings. And what we've done based on that figure is just minuscule. So there's a lot of room to grow, and we love to do it, but we can't do it all.
Right.
So, stagehomes.com, you guys have a huge task to pump out some really qualified, I want to say qualified, the stagers in our area. And Trish and I are also really big on educating the local stagers. Trish is a president of local chapter this year. And we decided to really focus on the educational topic.
Right.
So the attendance has grown quite a bit. And so, you said it, the rising tide raises all ships. So let's see where we can take this area to in terms of professional staging.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate you guys being on, and you guys can learn more about their business. You can go to stagedinterior.com, right? Is that your website?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
Yep.
and then the chapter that they're Trish is the president of is the Washington D.C. IAHSP regional chapter, and she's been on mentoring and for years. So they very much give back, and I love you also done a service project with your team to give back with Worldwide Staging Service Week. So just a wonderful example of growing your business, not overextending yourself, not going into debt, but just seeing, opportunity and going for it. And now they have this crew of almost 20 people, which is amazing. And by the way, I know you guys just expanded your warehouse space. How much warehouse space do you have?
So we have 21,000 square foot. I hope that's something that'll, sustain us for a few years without having to expand. So we'll see.
That's good. Well, good. Well, thank you for being on. Going on the conference call side. And I know
Okay.
Leslie and Leanne, I think, are on there. So, and I'll bring Blair on. So, Blair, if you want to request to join, hopefully this will work. Thanks, Young. Say hi to Trish. Give her a
Okay.
hug.
Will
Bye.
do. Bye.
Okay, Blair. Let's see if I can just get you on here myself here. Sorry, everybody, if you see the approve ad. Okay, I see Blair's little face up there. Come on, Blair. You may end up having just to come on the conference call side, which is a shame because I would like people to see your face, but something's not working on your end with, I've approved you. They'll be invited to join. Okay. I'm adding you, but it's not, I don't know if it's my end or yours, Blair. Approve. Add. Okay. I've done it 3 times. So, darn it. Blair, why don't you go on the conference call side? And Leslie and Leanne, are you on there?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I'll try one more time, Blair. I know you can hear me, but Blair, something's happening on your end where I'm approving you, but then your little head, it doesn't say adding. So something's happening with your video slide on your phone. So just, let's see here. Okay. How do you get to that side? Oh, you got to go on the conference call. You have to call the conference call number. So it's, it was in the email I sent you, so let me quickly pull that up for you. Do you see that conference call number? So let me just get that for you here. 563-999-2090. Blair, so it's 563-999-2090. And then the code is 881530. Okay. Let me try adding you one more time on mine. Let me see if I do it. Are you there? So that's Trish and Young came on.
Young Kim.
Hi, Young. Okay, here we go. Add people to my broadcast. Let's see here. I'm just trying to add somebody, you guys, one more time so I can get Blair to get on here. Invite. Okay. So Blair, I invited you, but I'm not sure if that's going to work. So, and I'm sorry. So, Blair is out of Plymouth, Massachusetts. He has a huge business. So as soon as you get on the conference call side, we can hear from you. But in the meantime, anybody that's watching, if you'd like to join us live, now this is your opportunity to come on. We show the split screen. You can ask questions. You can share about your business, anything you'd want to know about reaching seven figures. And so, Young, I didn't ask you this on the split screen, but what are some systems you have in place that you think are critical for seven-figure business? What do you think people need to have in place?
Yeah, so one of the first things that we did was that, you just need to watch the current process and see where the bogged down spot is. So, for instance, when we first started, and
hang on just a second. Blair, it's 881-530. Okay, go ahead, Young.
Yeah, so, in the early days, when Trish pulls and then, we go to a staging site, and she used to just stand at the front door and directing people, okay, that furniture piece goes to the living room, this one goes to the dining room, and then another container goes to, you have to take that to upstairs. And that was, that'll tie up the team leader at the front door for until the truck is unloaded. So one of the first things that we did was to put a room designator's sheet inside a container. So we use the clear 66-gallon containers, and from there you will see the room designator sheet that says, okay, this one is for the master bedroom. So the guys will know where to take them. And the furniture pieces have room designator tape also, and so everybody knows when things are coming off the truck where things go. So that was one of the first systems that we implemented.
Which is super smart, because I remember early on stagings, we pile everything in like one area of the house, accessories and so forth. And then when the furniture came in, you're again, take that and put that over there. It wasn't very organized. I remember we wasted a lot of time crossing back and forth in the house, grabbing, I need 3 greenery and a candle. And then take it there. Now I need some towels, or now I need this. So loading by the room and taking it to that space when you get to the house definitely is a time saver. So,
yeah, right.
All right.
Yeah, I would say 90%. Go ahead.
You can go ahead. 90%.
I would say 90% of the staging is done at the warehouse, because we are very, very organized. So we just pack everything by rooms. So when we get to the staging site, we don't have a kitchen counter where we are dumping things and then the staging assistants are coming and getting things. So all the creative things are done at the warehouse, and the 10% is the execution. And of course, there are some the creativity coming at the staging site as well. But mainly, it is the creativity of the team leaders that comes into play.
And that's why people sometimes wonder, why do we get paid up front? And we like to say, like you're saying, 80 to 90% of the work is done before you ever get to the house, and it's the plan, and then it's the packing, and then it just comes to the execution of the plan. But that's why, because a lot of work has gone in to prepare before you even get to the property. So,
right.
So we'll come back to the other question. I have Blair on. So hi, Blair.
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. I'm sorry that we couldn't see you. So
God, you can't see me. All right, well, finally. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous.
Good. So tell us about, for people listening in, this is Blair Hamady, and he is from Plymouth, Massachusetts. And go ahead and tell us about your company and a little bit about how you got started.
Of course. So I took the home staging course about 12 years ago, long before on the East Coast when anybody knew about staging. And today we do well over 7 figures. That's what we're talking about as far as staging goes. We stage about 4 empty homes per day, 5 days a week. So that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah. We've taken it to a completely different level. We integrated something called Lux Staging this past year in our Lux stagings are, multi-million-dollar homes where we're bringing in, more expensive furniture, much more on a design level, and charging a lot more for them. And then what's been happening is we've actually been selling our furniture to the homeowners, to the new buyers. We have a 20,000 square foot warehouse, which at this point isn't even big enough. I know Young is saying he hopes he'll won't outgrow it for a while. We outgrow ours very quickly, unfortunately, or fortunately. We also have 6 retail stores, so that makes us a lot different. We, with our success in staging, we started opening up lifestyle stores, which have furniture for sale, as well as a lot of other stuff, women's clothing, and we have baby stuff, and we have, chocolates and just much, much more. And then what's happened is because of our growth that way, we'll get a lot of people who will come into our stores and actually book a staging right from our stores. So that's been very interesting.
Yeah, and his stores are super fun. I mean, they're curated for the content and the things that they sell in there. They're a lot of things for interior decor. Somebody can come if they want to spend $5 or $5,000, they could find something in their stores. And he said there's
Exactly.
6 locations, and you guys do an amazing job with all the different things you have in there for sale. So when I was there, I bought some jewelry, some little costume jewelry, and but they have all the fun pillows and sayings and just really, really fun accent things for your home. And then you can also purchase furniture. There's a whole design side too. So,
Right.
and by the way, the master's course in end of April 30th to May 5th is actually going to be held at one of his stores. He has an area downstairs where we're going to be teaching. And then, of course, we're going to be at the store, so we're going to be walking around looking at that. And
Absolutely.
it'll be fabulous. So I can't wait.
It's interesting because our staging business has taken us to different levels. And I think one of the things that everybody needs to understand is listen to what's in your marketplace. Don't say no to it. We didn't have a plan that we were going to open a retail store. We just thought we were going to do staging. But of course, as everybody knows, as you stage someone's house, they may ask you to do some interior design work or personal shopping or whatever you want to call it. And we were very open-minded to that, and that's how we've grown into having so many retail stores. And then, I always keep listening to the marketplace. And, we have a lot of stagers that will rent furniture from us. And one of my new concepts is to open a staging store. People are sick of going to Home Goods, or they don't always find what they need at Home Goods, and not everybody is buying on a wholesale level. So now we're going to start the concept of opening some type of a staging store that stagers can come in and rent from us, but they can rent better quality furniture. And people are always looking for, trying to up the ante in the staging business. So that's our next concept that we're working on.
Which is fabulous, because that's just very true. Because of limitations, even where I live, there's a warehouse that opened that basically I talked one of the managers of a furniture rental company into leaving and starting his own warehouse with another guy he used to work with and one of my investors. And so they're able to purchase inventory that I want to see in houses. We can customize it. It's, having a warehouse or a service for that for stagers is really, really important. And I know there's rental companies that are there, but you're right, being able to have different looking inventory, things that are more unique, I think it's going to be awesome.
Well, you have to remember that, it's funny because if you start reading other people's Facebook posts, now that some of the stagers are buying wholesale, they all buy poster. So you're having the same look, not only in your local market, but technically if you look on Facebook, you see someone in one state,
Right.
in another state has
It's true.
look. So what we're trying to do is help diversify that. And one of the common things I keep hearing is, and it's true with us too, is why we became successful because we help each other out in the community. So, obviously, staging works and we've gotten to the point we've gotten to, but it's a small community and we need to keep educating the stagers that are out there and helping them, and continue doing this continuous education. And that, of course, is something that, as I'd love to help everybody all day long to figure out how to get your business to the next level.
Right. So, how many employees do you have? I know you shared your warehouse space. So how many people are on your team?
So we have 25 people on our So I almost call it three different businesses within one. We have the retail stores, so we need staffing for the retail stores. Then we have our interior design firms, so we have our interior designers, and then we have our stagers. Now, we've gotten our staging down to a well-oiled situation. At first, we owned our own trucks. We had our own trucks, we had our own employees, but it was difficult to manage. So then we went to an outside moving company, and what we found with that is that it was far more efficient. So, we can successfully stage at least 4 properties per day. And the way we do it is the same way that Young does it, is we have in the warehouse, we make sure that we set every single solitary thing up. And when we put it on the truck, our truck drivers can literally go in, place the furniture, and then all the stager has to do is go in and fluff it. So it's become so, what do I say, such a road situation that we can handle as much business as possible. And a big part of it is that, I feel we're on realtor time, that, when a realtor calls, they really want stuff done as fast as possible.
Absolutely.
If you do that, that's a whole key to how to make your business more successful. I know some stages will say, well, it's going to take me a week to come out to your home, and then it's going to take me a week to figure it out, and then another week to stage. That's not going to cut it today. You have to be on Amazon time, you have to be on realtor time, you have to be able to do things much, much faster, if you want to have a successful business.
That's very true, because by the time that they've decided that they want staging and they start reaching out to get quotes and so forth, they want it done as soon as possible. So we also, go ahead.
Yeah, and if you're going to build a successful business, you have to watch your marketplace. You have to watch what's going on in the industry, and everything changes. You have to be aware that Amazon is making it very, very easy for people. So in the staging business, we want to make it very easy for people as well, and that will change you from your competition. And again, by doing that, it will help you get much more successful.
That's definitely true, and I'm glad you made that point. And it's not that, if somebody wants to take a long time to come up with the plan and so forth, that's your business model. However, it's the volume that gets you to the 7 figures. So in order to have that volume, you need to be able to be more responsive. And he's running 4 projects in a day. I've done that like once or twice. Practically killed myself. I rolled into the gutter holding inventory. I was at the 4th house, and I went to go get one more thing out of my car, and I tripped off the gutter and didn't drop the inventory, I didn't want to break the inventory, but I, cut my leg, and I was, that was just a very long day. But having multiple crews be able to handle that, you can crank out the volume, and yet the quality, I'm sure that you have different type of staging for modest houses versus the high end. But the fact is that you can churn these properties out, and it's not cookie cutter. Every house has a plan, things are implemented, but it doesn't have to take all day in the house, because I always say time is money. So if you're taking a ton of time in a house, you're costing yourself money unless it's really necessary to take 5-6 hours staging, which could be in a much larger house.
Too, there's a whole luxury marketplace that's out there, and it's in everybody's marketplace. At one point, it's a whole different way of staging. You have to pay more attention to it. You have to have higher end quality products, and you also have to understand that when you're doing a luxury property, that the buyers potentially are going to ask to purchase some of that furniture. So all of a sudden, you still hear me okay?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're in a situation where you're going to have to outlay more money because you're going to sell that product, which will reduce your inventory. So you have to be ahead. We order new products almost daily. I mean, it's that crazy because we have such a high impact of the amount of furniture that we're selling at the staging that we have to keep brand spanking new products back up all the time, and then realize that and anticipate that you're going to get a high-end staging every once in a while. We get them quite a bit, so it's like a huge rotation, but you have to be willing to be able to handle that type of volume.
So Catherine Lewis Brown, that's a great question. So she's saying, what do you think, and this is for all three of you guys if you want to answer, what do you think you've done differently to have a 7-figure staging business versus a 6 or even 5-figure business? What is the special sauce? That's great. So Blair, what's your special sauce, Blair?
Well, so one of the things is you have to realize that you're going to have higher volume. I mean, it is as simple as that. You have to do more to produce more money to have a higher figure. And the second part of it is you have to get into this luxury market so that you can have a higher volume. So you have two things. You have a ticket that you're writing for much more, and then you have more tickets that you're writing. You know, to me, it's simple math. I mean, look at how many stagings you do, you know, per month, and figure out how do I increase that sale. And, you know, like I said, one of it is to do that. And then the second part of that is also to understand that you do want to make a sale out of your furniture because that makes a higher ticket as well. And that's become our success. That's why we've got to these figures as fast as we have.
That's awesome. Okay, so Young, what do you think? What's your special sauce?
Yeah, well, definitely, you know, by the time you get to six figures and into the mid six figures, you already, you know, you are running your business very, very, very well. Now, to get to seven figures, like Blair said, it is the volume and the quality of staging. So you have to invest in people, and you have to invest in your inventory. So it's going to show. I really think that you know, this business is like three-legged stool. You have to take care of your employees, you have to take care of your clients, and the third leg, which is the company, it'll take care of itself. So you have to invest in your team members and the clients. And, you know, and over the years, we've seen the average listing price of our staging going up. So we've done about over 1,400 homes, and the total listing price of about $1.4 billion. So the average now is about $1 million listing per staging. So it's been going up. So, but like Blair said, to increase the volume, you have to increase the productivity and your efficiency as well.
And how about you, Leslie, in the end? What's your special sauce?
You know, I would say, first of all, I agree with everything that Young and Blair said as far as the people that work for you. You know, what we have done over the years is we have found a group of people that are really good, that work with us, that help us. And so I agree with the three-legged stool idea. We see that that as we grow, that relationships are the most important thing that we do. You know, when we have improved our business, we've done it by going back to the people that we do good business with day in and day out, whether it's an investor, a flipper, a realtor, whoever that is, other stagers, and we ask them for more business. We ask them to refer us to their friends. And so that has been a big game changer, just going back to the people
Right.
who you work hard for every day. And then doing a good job, you know, going, like Blair said, going after a luxury market, improving your per ticket item. You know, we're in Texas, and our per ticket item is a lot lower than some other markets. So, you know, in San Antonio, we don't have a whole lot of $1 million homes. We can stage a 5,000 square foot house, and it's not even $1 million.
Same here.
So, so it's a different market, and it's a little bit harder, but it's exactly what everybody else is saying. And what we have learned is over the last 10 years, we have worked like, and that's really the key. It's experience. It's getting where you are because you have experience. Like Blair said, you have to watch what's going on in your market, and you have to adapt. We're doing things now that weren't even an idea 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So you have to adapt, and you just have to keep working with those relationships that are going to be mutual. You know, we had our realtors that we do a lot of business with, and after about 4 years, we said, why aren't you referring us? And they said, because we don't want you to not be available. And we said, right here and now,
line in the sand, you will always be a priority for us. Once they understood that, they started referring us to other realtors, and we saw our business explode.
Which is really smart. So just asking for the referral, letting people know you work on referral, and asking for it. Because if we don't ask, people don't know what we don't tell them. So you don't ask for it and tell them, I work on referral, would love to work with other colleagues, please spread the word. They're not going to know to do that. And so you do have to be strategic about increasing your volume. If you have, you've done X number of stagings, and to get to the next level, whether that's the next 100,000 in volume or you want to hit to the 7 figures, you have to be strategic and say, what is our average staging for vacant properties or hands-on or whatever you're doing? How many more do I have to increase? You heard Young say that they increased their business. I think it grew 28% year over year, a couple different times for him. And so whatever that is, you have to figure out what percentage of growth do I need to accomplish? How am I going to get there? And then you got to put the marketing in place in order to fill the volume that you need. So it's a step-by-step process in order to hit the numbers that you want. It's not just going to magically happen. Your business will grow, but you need to be able to respond to the need for more volume. So that might mean bringing team members on. It might mean adding to inventory or talking to your inventory resource and having them increase the available product for you and so forth. So you have to be strategic to get to that 7 figures and in order to grow your business. So going back to
one other.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
One other thing, Jenny, that because Leslie and I have a little bit different business model. We rent furniture to other stagers, and we rent everything they need to stage it. We deliver it to the house. We put it in the room where it goes. So part of our challenge has been how do we make it easy for other stagers to be successful, and what is it that they need to be successful? So that's been part of our challenge.
Right, and I think that's great. You and Blair and have that same thing where you will allow stagers to rent from you. I think that's super smart, because if you have inventory sitting in a warehouse, it's not making you any money. And so being able to get it out to other stagers to be able to utilize that inventory and still have enough for your projects and so forth, I think is super smart. It's diversifying. So that adds to the bottom line income. Somebody was asking about, so Young, I think this question could be for you. How do you, the planning that happens at the warehouse, being able to shift in that direction? This person's asking, how do I get there? Some strategies you use to ensure accurate planning and packing instead of having to take everything to the house and overpacking and so forth. What are some of the strategies you guys use? I know you use, color coding and things like that. So
Right.
Would you share?
Right. Sure, absolutely. Whether it is vacant properties or occupied properties, that process actually starts from the consultation. So what we do is, I don't know, this probably goes against somebody's religion here, that when we submit our proposal, you call it this, but for us it's all proposal and the consultation report. Our proposal lists for vacant properties, room by room, the type of furniture that we're going to be bringing in. Let's say living room, 1 sofa, 1 love seat, 2 side tables, 2 lamps. So it gets all listed there. So number one, when the sellers receive our proposal, they know how much stuff we're bringing for the proposed the price, that the staging price. So and for occupied properties, we say room by room, keep sofa, move console table from living room to the family room, and then we're going to be bringing 2 chairs, 3 lamps. So all of that is specified. So that becomes the staging plan for us. So once we have the authorized paperwork and team leader start preparing for the staging project, they are going by the plan that's already put together. So they will go there and pull 1 accent piece for the island, 2 accessories for the counter, and 1 for the desk. So they have that plan that for occupied properties, we already got paid for this plan as a consultation. And now we are preparing and executing. Time to time, we have to pick up some, backup wall art pieces just just because, not sure about something. But very rarely we take backup items. So that's where I think 90% of the work is done at the warehouse in the preparation process.
Yeah, and I know, like, so what we'll do for our teams is, if I know that we're doing a living, dining, family room, kitchen, nook, master, like 5 main areas, when they're loading up, it's like, okay, we need a centerpiece for the coffee table. We need accent things for the end tables. We need some accent pillows and so forth. So you start kind of planning by room. So then you don't drag 18 bins of stuff when you're only going to really need 3 or 4, right? So it's all about knowing what you're going to be bringing. Pick your color scheme. So usually we'll say we do blues and grays, or blues and greens, or maybe we'll do, warmer tones depending on the property. And then load up based on, this is weird, this thing's like out of sync. Is it weird for anybody else seeing it's kind of weird on the video? Woo. Anyway, you want to load by the room, and that will help you not over bring things. So you don't need to bring every single towel set that you own. You don't need to bring 18 sets of bedding. Bring only what you need, and it makes you more efficient. And we always bring a few extras so that we're not going, gosh, we really could use another green plant here. We need another accent item. But it goes back to understanding the rooms you're going to be staging and then packing according to the project. So what Young is saying is they already have it all planned out. They know the furniture that's coming in. All the team leaders know exactly what's happening. So if you have a sofa and a love seat, how many accent pillows do you need to bring to enhance that? Do you need one throw, any throws? Are you going to do a coffee table or an ottoman? So you have items that you know that you're going to be bringing that are part of the plan. And so that's all done ahead of time, and that makes you much more efficient at the house. That's how you can get through a property pretty quickly with staging. So any last thoughts from you guys?
Jenny, I have one thing. We talk about customer service a lot, and we talk about relationships. One thing that it seems like on the Facebook feed that I'm looking at, really a lot of people have a lot of punitive things in their contracts, and they talk about enforcing them, and this is what you should do. And I just cringe when I see that kind of stuff, because the more punitive you make your contract, the more you're not developing a good relationship with your client, and the less referrals they're going to give you. So
that's true.
Try to be at the least amount punitive to your customers, because in our opinion, it's not good customer service. And what you want to stage your customer's house, but more important, you want your customer to refer you more business.
Right. And what you're saying is really true. I mean, we work with a lot of investors, and as anyone who's worked with investors knows, the houses are hardly ever ready. They go, oh, it's ready to stage. And you roll up there and they're still painting, or they might still be, putting knobs on. And so, it might be not clean and so forth. And so we have a thing in our contract that says we have the right to charge you $250 and turn around and then reschedule. And I have never done that. I mean, I might say we can't set up, but I have never penalized, because these investors use me over and over. So it's the letter of the law versus the spirit of the law. And, you don't want to get taken advantage of. However, I agree too. If you make it too difficult to work with you, then they'll just go find somebody else. So we want to definitely protect our businesses. I'm not saying let yourself get taken advantage of, but do it in a way that doesn't make it seem like it's so restrictive, and I like that word, punitive, to the client, because a lot of the stuff that happens is just simply out of the client's control. You have an investor who hires a crew.
And the way I categorize that is keep exceptions to exceptions. Don't make exceptions the general rule.
Right. That's true. That's good. And so someone's asking, do we bring soft goods into occupied stagings? It depends on the client. If it's a property that has kids and pets and so forth, probably not. But it depends. I have asked them to please move these things out of the way when you're not having showings, and so forth. So it's up to you. But bedding and towels, most stagers are not going to be bringing those into occupied houses. Now, they can be purchased for the client if they need new stuff. You can send them shopping, or they can go purchase. Someone's asking, when you first started, what did you offer your realtors as an incentive for referrals and obtaining staging business from them? That's a great question. So when they refer you to other people, you can reward them with a promotional incentive off of future projects. Depends on if they refer you to a lot of people. The best thing you can also do for them is refer them. Give them a referral. So it's not just a one-way street. And that's how you also build loyalty with your realtors, is have your ears open, be listening for people that are thinking of selling their house. And when they don't have an agent, you can refer them to somebody that you work with that you know is a great fit or works that particular market segment or what have you, and you can refer that potential seller to that realtor, and that will go miles with that realtor. All right, we are actually ready to close up here. I just want to have a few final comments. Thank you guys for being on. Everybody say thank you to Leanne and Leslie Kramer. Thank you. Blair Hamady and Young.
Welcome.
Yes, and we are teaching, don't forget, the luxury home staging designation. Blair was talking about luxury home. That's the designation being given to all attendees of the 2018 IAHSP Conference and Expo in Charlotte, North Carolina, October 18th, 19th, and 20th. And then we have an advanced stager training on the 21st for people that have six-figure plus businesses, and that'll be with myself, Melissa Morrow, Joanne Leonard-Weary, and Jana Usselton. And then there's a color course following that. So tons of opportunities for education. Come earn your IAHSP luxury home staging designation and meet colleagues from all over the world. We will let you know about next week's session. I have a guest host. I am actually teaching a staging course next week, so cannot be on live with you. But I'm going to have a guest host, and we'll be announcing that. So stay tuned and look for Facebook for our next topic. Thank you guys for being on. Please share. Sharing is caring. Thanks, you guys. Bye. Have a great rest of your week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Have a great week.